Hey, so I was just thinking about a couple of things, and one of them is I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people right now who would like to live out a dream. Like there's something that they've dreamt about or something that they've just imagined. Sorry, my finger. And they want to live it. They want that life, and they're just nowhere near that life. Maybe they want to be a fairy in a very nice green garden, and right now they're working in a very dark place with bosses and managers and no fairies at all. So I wrote down five like essential things that you're going to need to do, realize, and take action in, obviously, in order to create the life that you want. I am definitely just speaking out of experience. I'm 22 and I've gone basically from a life that just wasn't mine to where I'm supposed to be. So, and these things have definitely helped. So, hopefully, they help you. So, the first thing, which I wrote down right on my leg, the first thing is to remove anything that makes you unhappy. So, obviously, the reason why you're not living your dream life is because there's some things that are just not working out for you. Anything that's making you unhappy. So, the first thing is you need to obviously get those things out of the way. If you don't know what they are, it's time to sit down and think about it. Give yourself some time. If you don't give yourself the time to, find this life that you want, obviously, you're never going to find it. You need to give yourself time. If you spend too much time at the mall or with your friends or whatever, nothing wrong with that, but you might want to, you know, stay home one of those days and just write down the things that you would like to see change, the things that you would like to either be removed from your life or you just like to see, turn into something better. So I just want to use an example from my experience. I was really unhappy with the person I was with at the time. When I first decided to sit down and write all this down, quite unfortunately, their name popped up. Um, and I think it was because I was going through this journey and they weren't. Like, they were still in what we call the matrix, and I just wasn't, and I'm always talking about, you know, what I'm about. I'm always talking about veganism. I'm always talking about weed. I'm always talking about, getting out of slavery, freeing our minds. I'm always talking about bettering the youth. That's just what you always hear coming out of my mouth. And unfortunately, every time I did talk about that, it seemed like it would be an argument or it just wasn't welcome. And that's obviously not good. So I just kind of let them go. And it was, don't get me wrong, it was really hard. Apparently, the person really liked me. People like us, the people who are just being themselves. Thing about them is people actually really like them. People really like to be around them and, use up all their energy. But we, as those people, need to realize who is worth, you know, investing that energy in and worth, sharing and procreating and stuff, but not with the people who just are willing to just suck it all up from you. That's just my opinion. So that's one. Just get rid of things that are make you unhappy. The next thing you would have to do at that point, once you've, made a list of all those things and you've realized what needs to go, you need to find the voice in your head. And this may sound kind of weird to everyone, but I don't mean it in like a crazy way. The voice in your head is literally just you. You just need to find your voice. You need to find the one that's you. Obviously, you have a lot of opinions in your head, your parents, teachers, and your friends and coworkers and all that stuff. You're going to have to get rid of those voices and the news as well. If you're one of those people that watches the news, they have to go first. Turn off your TV, all those commercials, turn off your radio if you can. Not the music, just the people. Yeah, because those people are giving you a bunch of unnecessary opinions, a bunch of cluttered that you don't need in your head. All you need to know is what you're thinking. You need to know what's the right decision for you because obviously you make that decision. You're If you're 18 and over, you're most likely already very capable of making your own decisions and knowing what's right, what's wrong for you. If you're under 18, I'm not saying that you're not. A lot of kids are very smart, but you may want to wait off just a little bit. You have a lot of learning to do if you're under 18. If you haven't even gone past your second decade, you do have a lot of learning to do. But when you find that voice, listen to it. That's you. That's you in there. That's the real you. Don't listen to your parents because they've just listened to their parents and their parents have listened to their parents and their parents. You know, it goes on. And remember that we've all been through oppression. We've all been enslaved. We've all been, miseducated. Like there's a lot of things that we've been, that we've just been told an opinion about or maybe just a different point of view about, and we have not seen the full truth, the full story. Which that's all up to you. Whatever you want to know, go get it. Go look for it. But definitely don't look for someone else's opinion or whatever. And then once you find the voice in your head, what is this? Take action. Listen to the voice. Do what it says. If the voice in your head has been telling you, according to what you wrote down, that all of this is wrong, what are you doing? Go ahead and reverse it. It's going to take time. It's not going to be overnight. And it's going to be very difficult. Especially if what you have written down there is maybe a job or school or your best friend or your parents or your household or anything. It's going to be really hard. But remember, once you get rid of that, you're stress-free. You're worry-free. There's nothing else you have to worry about after that. Don't create a problem for yourself. Get rid of the problem first, And then there's going to be problems. Once you get rid of everything, of course, there's still going to be things going on, but what are you worried about? You've already gotten rid of the worst of the worst. I want to share you guys, an experience that I've had recently. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, this is like when I was working a job, and I said, I'm going to do it 2 weeks from now. And then 2 weeks from now, I didn't do it, because I spent the money. And I was like, all right, this time I'm going to do it. And I spent the money and I was very irresponsible with my money. That was something I was very unhappy about as well. And yeah, but okay. So there was a day where I had money in my bank account, like a lot of money. I had money saved up and all that. And I'd worked for about a week, like from the paycheck, about a week. And I was like, if I don't do this now, I'm going to keep procrastinating. I'm never going to have enough. I got to just do it. No tomorrow, no nothing, just now. And I did it. I just left. I emailed them in the morning and I said, hey, I'm not coming today. And from then on, that's what I started doing. I started just doing it. The second I heard the voice in my head talk to me, the one that was mine, I would do it. If I heard anyone else's opinion or there was too many opinions, I would not take action. I would wait on it. I'd sit there and I can't decide right now. I have to go home or I have to think about this. I just basically became more in tune with myself. I didn't bullshit anybody. I didn't care how weird I was looking in front of people. I would be spacing out sometimes and not even paying attention to the conversation. And everyone knew it too, but they didn't really say anything because they kind of know how I am now. I've always kind of been this way. It's just I was way more, what do they call, brown nose. I was way more nicer. I was always, trying not to be the weirdo and always trying to make everyone happy and like, oh, okay, fine, I'll play that game, you people, and, stuff like that. But I'm really not like that. I try not to be anyway. It happens, I'm not perfect, but I really try not to be. I really try to keep it as G as I can. So anyway, the next thing you have to do after that, so you have to find what makes you unhappy. You have to find the voice in your head, and you have to listen to that voice in your head. You have to take action. You have to listen and take action. Okay, so the second one was find the voice, and the third one is to listen and take action to the voice. So I kind of mixed those two together. Sorry about that. The fourth one would be to believe. You have to believe that this is true because it is true. I mean, don't take my word for it, obviously. I'm just here talking. You're ultimately the one that has to decide what you're going to do. You can always, tune off this video and do whatever you want, But my opinion from my experience and what's actually helped me into a recovery and into moving into a really wonderful and peaceful life, actually knowing what peace and tranquility is, it's just coming from that kind of point of view. So if you ever want that kind of point of view, you can try this out. If not, you could try whatever else has been, whatever else you want to try, or another opinion on YouTube. But you do have to believe in it, and that's probably another hard part about it. You have to believe it. You have to tell yourself, like, this isn't a joke. This isn't just make believe. This is real. I have the power. You want to say right here in your hand, but I have the power in general to change everything and make my life exactly what I want it to be. And it is possible. I see people every day, the broken souls, the hurt ones, and I just really want to tell them, like, to hold their hand and tell them you don't even know the power that you hold in that little hand of yours. So simple, It's really, but you have to believe it. It is possible for you. You're worth it, and you're strong enough. You can do it. You just have to give yourself the push. You have to be your own best friend and tell yourself, like, listen, I know what we've been through. I know it's been rough, but we can do it. We don't have to stay stuck here. We see people living out their life every day. We can do it too. We can wake up every day and look at this and smoke this and just be happy. So after believing, I have it all written down right here. I just think that's really funny. So after you've believed it, patience is obviously a virtue. But throughout this whole process, you'll be learning things on your own. Patience will be one. Patience is going to be your best friend. In a very beautiful way, though. Patience can be such a beautiful thing, really. Although you feel like you have to sit there and wait, sometimes while you're waiting, you forget that you're waiting, and you've realized that you've been enjoying every second, every moment, just looking, loving, enjoying, breathing, living. No stress, nothing like that. It can be wonderful, depending on how you're going to be looking at this whole experience. I want you guys to remember that if you're not going to be having fun, this might not work for you. If you're going to be miserable about it, like if you're going to be like, oh, great, here we go, another day where nothing's going to happen, this is just fantasy, make-believe bullshit, it won't work for you, I promise. But if you're going to be like, all right, here we go, let's do this, it will most likely work for you. And to the other person who's like, oh fuck, don't do that, it's okay, hang in there, it will work. But yeah, the fifth one is simply to enjoy. And I have a phone call coming in right now, but I'm gonna ignore that. Chris and Alex, if you guys ever watch this, shout out. But yeah, the fifth one would just be to enjoy. Enjoy everything that happens after that. Once you've gotten rid of everything that doesn't make you unhappy, and you found that voice in your head, and you're taking action on what it's saying, and you're believing that things are getting better. I mean, at that point, things have already gotten better for you, and you're already probably at a very high state of consciousness and happiness, awareness of how beautiful life can be. But at that point, all you have to do is enjoy and have fun with the rest of your life. Remember, the only voice that matters is the one in your head. So if if you decide to sell your house and move to Hawaii, and your parents are like, I'm disowning you as a child, you know, that's it. You're not our child. Don't let that set you back. I know that that's a lot, and I didn't want to use any other example that might be worse, but let's just use that one. I know that's a lot, and that's, obviously you're going to be crying, and that's okay. You're going to have a really rough time with that one, but don't stay stuck. No matter what you do, don't stay stuck. If you did just move, or I'm sorry, if you did just sell your house and move to Hawaii, go ahead and, have your time to reflect and to understand what you just learned from your parents doing that, but go out and do what you set off to do. I'm sorry I keep touching my eye. I feel like I have my cat's fur in my eye all the time. But yeah, don't stay stuck in the depressing moment that your parents left you. It's okay to be sad about it and to hurt about it, but think about it, reflect on it, learn from it, and then move on. Because I hope my hand was not on the mic that whole time. That would be bad. And I have this blunt still in my hand that I but yeah, that's pretty much it. This is what has helped me throughout my journey, which once again I wrote down on my leg as I was thinking about it. This is what's helped me, and hopefully it helped you in some way. Maybe you're already in like the believe stage or the voice action stage, but yeah. I guess that's it. So I hope you all have a really good day, and I want to show you guys once again my beautiful view. And to all my fellow stoners out there, pass. I should really stop smoking tobacco. I'm working on it. Okay, well, peace and love, everybody.